Hi, welcome to Virtuous Vineyards. I'm Rebecca and this is Nancy, and this is a show that discusses the problems that teenage girls and tween girls face on a daily basis. Today's topic is going to be regarding popularity and peer pressure. So that is something that is just an age-old issue dealing with, is peer pressure, and wanting to be the popular one. Is that something that you dealt with?
Yes.
As your teachers?
I think everyone deals with it, and it's basically the same thing, the same routine, maybe just in a different era, in a different decade. But unfortunately, it's something that girls face on a day-to-day basis. And I think it's more so now because there's media, there's TV. You know, I know when I was growing up, we had TV, we had magazines, and that's kind of where we have it, where, you know, that peer pressure, that pressure of being what those models were back then. But now, I mean, you have social media, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have all of these other avenues where all you see is, you know, what you're supposed to be.
Exactly. And it's not just, you know, in your school, because I know I didn't watch a lot of TV or have a lot of outside influences growing up. For me, it was mostly about, you know, the pretty girl in school or the popular girl in school, and, you know, what is she doing to, you know, get that attention. But like you said, now with the culture the way it is, where it's just constantly nonstop being thrown in their faces, they're getting it from every single direction. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is what's really important, the kind of characteristics that you really want to follow versus the ones that are just superficial, that aren't so much the best decisions to make to follow those things. A lot of girls in your situation, they long to have that group of friends. They want to be in that popular group, and so they start doing things that they know in their heart is not the right thing to do, but they go ahead and do it anyway. For instance, we've got a question from one of our viewers on how to handle this.
All my friends are doing things that are bad, and I know it's bad for me, but it looks fun. What should I do?
Okay, great. That was a fantastic question. That's probably something that a lot of the girls are asking themselves the very same question. So it's hard to be with a group of friends that are maybe not doing the right thing, and you want to fit in and you want to belong, but you know what they're doing is wrong. And, you know, initially it might be easy to say no, but they kind of start wearing on you and start nagging you, or what's wrong with you? You know, why don't you do this? Don't you want to be our friend? And the thing is, you've just got to stay firm in your beliefs. If you know something is wrong, you have got to stand your ground, because what's going to happen most likely is those friends that are your true friends are going to see you for the kind of friend you're being to them and realize that you're helping them. Doing the right thing is not always the easiest thing, and the easy thing is not always the right thing, and that's what you've got to remember. So if you're seeing your friend doing something wrong, you know, say something to them, because, you know, we've got to do the right things, but we also can't stand around and let the wrong things happen, especially the people we care about. That's not what love and friendship's all about.
Right. And putting yourself on their shoes too. Especially, let's say that you are, or the roles are reversed, and, you know, you're wanting to do something that you know you shouldn't do, and you're trying to get your friends to also go in and do these things. Well, what you're doing is, not only are you putting yourself in jeopardy or putting yourself in risk of doing something that you shouldn't be doing, but you're actually bringing more people into doing those things as well. So, you know, not only think of someone being a friend, you know, whether or not they're a good friend to you, but you also have to think about what kind of friend are you to them. You know, if they're going to want to do something that you know it's not right, in order for you to be a good friend, whether they're going to be mad at you at the moment that you tell them no, it's better for you to keep your integrity and show them how good of a friend you are, and steer them away from it.
And a point with that too is, you know, if you're in a group of girls kind of travel in packs, if you're seeing that your friend's doing something wrong, maybe pointing it out in front of the whole group is not the right thing to do. It's going to embarrass her. It's going to make her mad. Try to, pull her aside and say, hey, what I think you're doing is wrong and this is why, or I think this would be a better way to do that. Because I think she'd be much more likely to accept what you have to say in that manner rather than doing it in a public situation. The same thing, like you said, you've got to put yourself in their shoes. If somebody was telling you you're doing something wrong, or hey, are you realizing what you're doing? That's most likely something you want to say, and you would want the information you'd want to be given to you in private rather than in a public situation. Another issue is with the media. The media has got a reputation that really glamorizes drug abuse, drinking, and physical contact, and that's something new that I didn't have to experience. But like we were talking about with social media and Facebook, it's very easy for these young girls to get access to that image. And if they're constantly seeing those things, to them, they're going to think that's normal. So when they go to a party and they're seeing their friends drink, they might not realize that what they're doing is wrong if they're watching shows and seeing things on TV that are constantly portraying this lifestyle. And I know as a young girl, those shows came on later at night when I was in bed on the primetime TV, but now it's across the board. So we've really got to be careful what we expose ourselves to, and if you're the mother of these girls, what your girls are seeing. I know a lot of us are busy, we're doing housework, they're watching shows that maybe we don't understand what they're watching, but we really need to be vigilant about seeing what they're watching, because their young minds are so impressionable. Again, if they see it as normal, they're not going to realize, when they're put in that situation, hey, let me get out of this. Even if we say to them, hey, this is wrong to do, if they're not in an environment where that's being demonstrated for them, it might be a lot more difficult to do that as well.
Another point of popularity is your bodily image, and let's face it, we all can point out all of the flaws that we have, and we hate ourselves for it sometimes. And we feel uncomfortable, and I think that what you need to keep in mind is that don't try to make yourself look or feel like you have to be what is out on TV or models and do what it takes in order for you to be that, because God has made you unique and special, and you don't need to cover yourself with makeup or to dress a certain way or to act a certain way in order for people to like you, because if they're your true friends and if they really care about you, they're gonna like you just the way you are.
Exactly, because when we're trying to be somebody else, we're never going to live up to that expectation, no matter how close we get. If I'm trying to be like my best friend or the popular girl, it's never going to happen, no matter how hard I try. So why drive yourself crazy trying to be something that you're not, when you can just accept who you are and realize that there's people looking at you wanting to be like you too. So you've got those strengths that other people see the quality in, they see the worth in. So definitely don't be afraid to be yourself and let yourself shine, and don't worry about being in the shadow of somebody else. Okay guys, that's the end of our show. If you found this video beneficial, or if you know someone that could benefit from watching this, please subscribe to our channel, like, and share, and we'll see you next time. Bye.